Alright, so in this video, I want to get started on working on a different feature. So in Nazi Zombies, as I'm sure most of you know, for example, I go up, I purchase a gun. Instead of saying press F to buy the ammo carbine again, that's neat. That didn't come all the way through, but you can see part of it. Instead of saying press F to want to buy the same gun again, it'll say, press blah 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 to purchase the ammo. And that's what I want to go through and actually get started on in this one. So what I'm going to do is in our interactable base class, we have our UI message. Then we have a function that returns the UI message. So we want to take this string and alter it based on if we have the weapon in our hand or not. So I want to make a function here. So I want to go to wallweapon.h. Actually, interactable base.h. I kind of want to make do I want to do it here or not? I want to make it overridable. So I want to change this to a virtual f string. Go to wallweapon.h. Gonna override it and I want to do it right above use. Right, so we have our function here. All it does is return the UI message. So what we want to do is check. Probably not actually the greatest way to do it. I'm thinking instead do the most efficient route. We could, no, because I don't necessarily want to pass in the player every single time, but I guess ultimately we could because it's not too big of a deal. What we're going to be doing is passing in to our get UI message our player. We're just going to add that as a parameter. And this is something that will get improved and optimized later on. So now NaziZombieCharacter.cpp, if we head over to our set interactable object, we have our broadcast, get UI message. We're going to pass in this like so. And now we should be good. Sorry, so in wallweapon.cpp, what we're going to do is we're going to check and see, we're going to create a temporary variable that holds the current UI message. So what I'm going to do, I guess underneath of, I'll just do it underneath of everything. We're going to have an f string. Let's call it old UI message. And I'm going to create a U property. Call it f string ammo UI message. So inside of our begin play, old UI message equals UI message and ammo UI message by default. Let's see, what did the original one say? Press F to buy, yada, yada, yada. Ammo UI message equals press F to buy. I guess it doesn't really matter since we're going to be changing it. I'm just going to keep it about the same. So we have our, let me move begin play up right below the constructor. All right, so we have our old UI message being a temporary variable to our UI message. Well, that equals our UI message. And we have our ammo UI message. So whenever we purchase the weapon, we want to switch to using the ammo UI message. So what I'm going to do is in our get UI message, we're going to do essentially this. So I want to copy that section right there, change from return. What we're going to do is set UI message to equal mo UI message, like so. And then pretty much if none of these come up, actually I want to make it, actually we really don't need a temp. What was I thinking? Going to remove old UI message entirely. I was just being dumb there. What we're going to do instead, we're just simply going to return mo UI message, like so. And if it doesn't hit at all, we're going to return the normal UI message. So let's just see what happens. And like I said, this will be improved upon because it's not exactly the most efficient, especially if you have, I don't know, 50 different guns in your weapon array, doing a comparison to make sure all the classes are the same for each one when you're looking at, you know, just even looking at the wall weapon. Not exactly the, yeah, you know what I mean. Especially because it's happening every, I think, 100 milliseconds. I think it's what it's set at. But anyways, we only have two right now. We haven't had our little console commands yet, so it's not too big of a deal. Give it a try. There we go. I press F to buy one carbine. That's the same. I buy it. Right now it just says F to buy. I actually set a message. I press F to buy ammo. Yeah, I'll just leave it as that for now. And save all. Alright, so I purchase it. It does not change until I look away, then come back. So actually, now that I think about it, this is actually okay because it only happens when we look away from the actual weapon. So what we can do is here, what do we call our use? Once we actually purchase it, let's see, player, give player weapon, yada yada yada, on rep, weapon purchased. Here's where we could actually set the, we could trigger something to change it. But I think for right now, I'm going to leave it until we actually have some sort of a UI set to show the amount of ammo that's in the actual, well, the ammo in the magazine as well as the amount of ammo that we have on hand. So that way it'll be a just a more complete system. So I think I might leave it here as is. But the plan is whenever we actually go to purchase the weapon, when on rep weapon purchase fires, we want to get the player that purchased it. And from there, we want to kind of do a little refresh. So if we look at how this works, right here, this runs, every 100 milliseconds, we perform the line trace. And what happens is if interactable is a null pointer, what we do, well, and temporary is valid, we set interactable to equal temp and we fire this event off. Instead, what we want to do, well, we want to keep this because it's only firing it once. It's only calling get UI message once. It's not actually looping, that function. I forgot that I did that. We want to figure out a way. So when this fires, this also fires. So that way it gets the new message. So we need to create some sort of event that will trigger it, or just a way to trigger this event. Sorry, I messed up my words. Also going to go ahead and remove those little hints. And same thing with this guy. I'm just going to comment out on lerp weapon mesh to end to keep it clean. So anyways, it's working roughly as intended. So I want to continue work on this little, I guess, purchase ammo system. So up next, we'll probably be working on the UI to actually see it, our ammo down below our points. So I want to see how much ammo is in the magazine and how much ammo we have on hand. So let's go do save all. And yeah, I'm going to leave it here. So if you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, a link to my Patreon is in the description. And if you have any sort of questions or anything like that, there is also a link to my Discord server, which you can find me and others who will try to assist you with whatever issue you have. So, as always, I will see you in the next video.